So it's that time of the month again where I share with you my most addictive fragrances right now. If you're interested, then just keep watching. Before we get into the video, I do want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who may be new here. My name is Ayesha. I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I am going to be sharing with you my most addictive fragrances right now. These are the fragrances that I cannot stop smelling, cannot stop wearing. They draw my eye when I look at my collection and I just want to wear them. Now, I don't do this by most worn because honestly, I'm always testing stuff out. I have a large collection. So really, I mean, most worn may be like twice in 1 month. So this is basically just on things that have been drawing my eye, catching my attention, things that I have to do the drive-by smell on, if y'all know what I mean. These are the fragrances that just keep calling my name. Before we get into the fragrances, I just want to clarify one thing. Usually I pair this video every month with all the other things I've been loving. I typically will do right before I do this video every month. However, I didn't have anything that I wanted to share in that video, so that's why I did not do one. I just wanted to give you guys that update in case you love watching those videos from me as well. I typically limit these videos to 5 fragrances because I want my choices to be pure, because I love like most of my collection. So I could just keep picking, but I feel like by limiting myself to 5 fragrances only, that really just causes me to think about what have I really been wanting to wear. So let's go ahead and get into the fragrances. So we're going to start with my scent of the day, and this is from Tom Ford. This is a Ben Fume. So this fragrance came out, I think maybe a few months ago, sometime near the end of 2021. And I honestly was not interested in it when I first saw it come out. Like, of course, it's Tom Ford. It piqued my interest just a little bit. But when I saw the notes, I thought it was going to be too masculine. I didn't really think that it was going to be for me. However, one day I was in Nordstrom and smelled it and changed my mind. I fell in love. This is a creamy, woody scent. It does have Palo Santo in it, which I feel like has a very distinct smell. But if you've never smelled Palo Santo, then I think the wood that I would most compare it to that I feel like everybody has smelled is cedar. It kind of smells like that. But this fragrance also has some incense in it. It gives it a bit of smokiness, but overall it's just a creamy, woody scent. It is gorgeous. I mean, there is a little bit of smokiness, a little bit of incense, but overall it gives me this clean type feeling. I think it's very sophisticated. I could definitely see this being a signature scent for someone, not for me, but I definitely could see it being a signature scent. I think this is perfect for day to day, wearing to work, wearing for nights in. I don't see this as a date night scent. To me, it doesn't give me that. It just smells really freaking awesome. It is so good. Now, I know a lot of ladies say this is too masculine for them, but on me, I don't feel that way at all. I think this is perfectly unisex, and I was pleasantly surprised when I smelled this. I honestly thought I may pick this up for my husband, but I ended up getting it for myself. So yes, this month I keep smelling this over and over, and I've actually worn it quite a few times. It doesn't look like it, but I don't spray heavy with this particular fragrance. I don't feel like I need to. So that is a Ben Fume from Tom Ford. The next fragrance is one that I've had for a while, but I didn't really show it any love. This is from Dior Privé line, and this is Boy de Argent. So this fragrance is all about the iris and the woods. Iris is a flower that is powdery and a little bit sweet, and you definitely get that in this. I feel like in typical iris fragrances, they can lean pretty feminine. This one to me is a unisex version of an iris scent because the woods are there as well, and it really just helps to give this a little bit more depth, more interest in my opinion. It smells very good and very clean and very soothing, but at the same time, those woods just deepen it up and give it some interest. Now, like I said, I've had this for a while, but I recently took this out of town with me for a couple days, and you can see the dent I put in it, right? Look at that. Like, this bottle is pretty much full. But I honestly just fell in love with it on that trip because I wore it like multiple days. So a lot of times when I go on trips, I like to take 1 or 2 fragrances because then it gives me a scent memory. And so that's what I did. And now when I smell this, I think about my time away. I mean, it wasn't like a real vacation, but it was a little bit of a getaway with my kids, and I got to see family and we had a good time. So yeah, this reminds me of that now, and it just smells so good. It's quite soothing. Again, I think this is more of like an everyday scent. I wouldn't necessarily wear this going out. And I definitely think this is probably appropriate for year-round use. Yeah, I think this works perfectly well in the spring as it did in fall, winter. So I'm definitely happy that I kind of like gave this another try. Again, that is Boy de Argent from Dior. So the next fragrance I have been loving specifically for bedtime. This is Caltet Night by Atar Collection. So this fragrance is a deep cherry, smells like cherry tobacco scent. So it's deep, it's a little sweet, it's smoky, a little bit smoky, not a lot. More like sweet, smoky, spicy type scent. It is gorgeous. It does remind me of some other fragrances in my collection, but for some reason I have been reaching for this one over some of those other ones recently. And I've been liking to wear this to bed. Now, most people probably would think this is too strong for bed, but honestly, on the nights that I've chosen it, I've known that I'm not going straight to bed, and so I know I wouldn't like overpower myself, but this is so beautiful. This is definitely more suited for colder weather, but I mean, I feel like you can kind of wear whatever you want at night, no matter what time of year it is. So I've been wearing it to bed. I could definitely wear this out on a date night, but I haven't been going on dates. Mom problems, right? So yeah, I've been wearing it to bed or wearing it around my house, Netflixing and chilling with it, and I love this. It is really beautiful. It's so addictive. It's like when I wear it, I immediately want to wear it again. And so I definitely wanted to mention it to you guys. This is Atar Collection Caltet Night. The next fragrance is a newer fragrance to my collection, and this is from Initio. This is Oud for Happiness. So this fragrance is absolutely gorgeous to me. This is not a safe blind buy. This is a very different scent. It's one that I think you should try on your skin. Don't just go smell it at the store. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but I know this is not for everybody, but it has been for me over the past month. It's just something so refreshing and energizing about this scent. So the name has oud in it, so you'll think it'd be very heavy on the oud, but honestly it's not. To me, the oud sits in the background of this scent. You definitely can smell it, but it's that Initio oud. So if you smell oud for greatness and you know how smooth the oud is in there, it's just as smooth in this fragrance. And to me, it's even less prominent than an oud for greatness, way less prominent than an oud for greatness, but it's the same oud. This also has ginger in it, which I happen to love the smell of ginger. This one is quite zingy, quite zesty. It is not that sweet. It's not like ginger candy. It's like very fresh ginger, like you just cut open a ginger root to cook with. It smells amazing. This also has some greenness to it. It almost smells like there's pine in there, which I feel like could be off-putting for some. And I also think that that could make it smell a bit more masculine to some women. But for me, once I actually wore this on my skin, I fell in love. When I first sprayed it, I was like, I don't know, maybe this is too masculine. But after it dried, I would say like 5 to 10 minutes, I fell in love. The ginger is just what keeps me coming back to it. And I have actually gotten a really big compliment on this fragrance. I haven't had it that long, but I went to go get my car serviced. And while I was waiting, somebody that worked there that I know him from previous car dealership. So it's not like he was trying to sell me a car. We were just talking. And when he walked up, he was like, man, I smelled you before I saw you. And I was like, oh, maybe I sprayed too much. And he was like, no, it smells amazing. I love that. He asked me the name. He said maybe he could buy it for his mom, which I thought was interesting because people tend to say this is masculine, but this is from a man that's about my age. And because he smelled it on me, he thought about buying it for another woman. He was not asking about the fragrance for himself. So I thought that was interesting and I wanted to share it. But I've been loving this. I do think it is unisex, maybe slightly more masculine than feminine. But yeah, I love it. I'm able to pull it off, and I think it just smells so like refreshing and so different. It's quite unique in my collection. So I think that's why I've really been drawn to it recently. Again, that is Oud for Happiness. The last fragrance that I have to share with you guys is one that I've had a complicated relationship with. This is none other than BDK Rouge Smoking. So the reason I say I've had a complicated relationship with this one is that I picked this up when it first started becoming popular. I would say maybe a year, 2 years ago now at this point. And I did a video on it. I did a love, like, or let down video. And in that video, I kind of told y'all I couldn't really smell it on myself. It just disappeared after a couple hours. I'll link the video for you guys if you want to see it, because I still think it's relevant even though I have changed my mind. I have the right to change my mind, y'all. Anyway, I got rid of it. I sold it. And then in 2021, I kept wanting to try it again because I felt like my experience was so different from everybody else that talked about the fragrance. And so I figured maybe I got a bad batch. Maybe mine didn't macerate long enough. I don't know. Maybe I was just going nose blind to it. And so I picked it up again and fell in love. It was never a question of the scent. I always liked the scent. It's just that like I literally could not smell it on myself. Like no lie, I could not smell it on myself. Like it was a skin scent on me from like jump. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. But Rouge Smoking is a beautiful cherry vanilla scent. This one has a fizzy quality to it. So whenever I smell this, it makes me think about like cherry Coke. I don't know that it necessarily smells like cherry Coke because to me it's sweeter than that. So I would say it smells more similar to like a cherry root beer. Yeah, that's what it smells more similar like to me. So this is in the same family as something like Dior Hypnotic Poison. Now this to me is definitely more cherry, more sweet than Hypnotic Poison, but I feel like if you like one, you will like the other. They are similar in how they smell. But there's just something quite addictive about this fragrance to me. Recently, I decided to try this fragrance tray ideal in which I was putting about 5 fragrances on a tray weekly and trying to use those fragrances. And I'm not sure how I feel about that concept. I'm still trying to figure it out. But one of the weeks I put this on the tray, and I swear during that week that I had this on the tray, I wanted to reach for this like every day. I was like, you have to reach for other stuff on the tray, Ayesha. You can't just wear one item on the tray and then you might as well just have one item on the tray. Like I wore this during that week. I had to wear this at least about 3 or 4 times during that 1 week. And yeah, I've just been loving it this past month. I like to wear it to bed. I've worn it out. I don't think it's too heavy, even in the warm weather. I actually think I can smell it on myself more in the warm weather than I can when it's really cold. I don't know if y'all have a similar experience with this fragrance, but I don't know. This one definitely performs better than my previous bottle. So I don't know if I changed, if my nose changed, or if there was an actual difference in formulation. I have no idea. But I just know that with this one, I've been loving it. And my last bottle didn't work for me. The smell was gorgeous, but like I said, I could not smell it on myself. Anyway, I'm rambling. This is BDK Rouge Smoking. So those were my most addictive fragrances right now. Let me know in the comments below, what is the fragrance that you could not get enough of over the past month? Let us know. We love to share over here. So please add to the conversation. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you're subscribed and turn your notification bells on so that you do not miss a video from me. If you're not already following me over on Instagram, definitely check me out over there. I typically give y'all sneak peeks of things, even unboxings of things over there before they make their way to YouTube. So definitely check me out on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.